Okay. Stop recording. We're recording, I think. Okay, we're recording. All right, so thank you for coming out virtually to our Pampered Chef meeting. So we do have a new person that joined our team this month. So Kim is new, brand new. Kim and I met like when I first started my business many moons ago. And been to one of my shows. She's been a great customer, but this is actually the first time she's ever hosted with me. So she hosted a show and decided to jump on board. So Kim, welcome. We're happy.
Thank you.
So we're getting her started. We're doing her grand opening. So before we get started with recognition, does anybody have any ta-das? This action deserves applause.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. Who has something they want to brag about?
I booked 2 more shows today.
Woohoo! For when?
This month.
This month. And tell everybody how you did it.
I sent out that message you sent us the other day. I sent it out to all my contacts. Okay. And I booked this morning actually to 3 requests for a July show. I've booked 2 so far.
Awesome.
The third one we're going back and forth with dates.
See, there is still bookings out there for July. Today is July 10th. There's still booking, especially virtual parties. You can still book virtual parties. So
I have 2 of them.
2, yes. Awesome. So that's Kim's ta-da. Janice, do you have a ta-da?
No. I'm like, no.
All right, so Christine, we can't see you. If you want to come on, you can hit your video button. Linda, I don't know, I see an LGG pad. I'm not sure who that is. They're on mute. Emily's on mute.
Can you hear me, Dee?
I can hear you, Linda.
I don't know how to get on.
There's a little video camera button. If you click on it, you should have a video camera button, a video button, and there's probably a line across it. So
there, how's that?
Nope, I see a UCam. It says, please start your UCam. Okay, but do you have a ta-da, Linda? We can hear you.
Well, I sent out a help message and I made my quota for director.
Yes.
Thank you.
Like $2,000 in like what, how many days?
Yeah, like 4 days.
Yeah, so I mean,
amazing.
You guys see there's business everywhere. You just have to ask for it. So, you know, there's really no excuse if you're asking and you can't feel like you're doing something for somebody. People want to help. People wanted to help Linda out. So, and they did because she asked. Okay. Christine, what do you, is that you down there in the corner?
Me? I'm sitting here with the dog, yeah.
Okay. All right, Christine, how about you? Do you have a ta-da?
I'm going to have an actual cooking show at the end of the month.
Yay!
On the 23rd of July. That'll be the first time. Yeah, my aunt talked me into it.
Oh, good.
So,
all right.
Yep.
Awesome.
Gonna have a barbecue show.
Yay! Jen, how about you? Do you have a ta-da?
No fun ta-das for me.
No, oh, come on. Everybody has a ta-da. And Emily's muted, so I know she was going to be on phone. So, okay, so we're going to do recognition, and then we're going to get started because I want to talk more. I'm just going to beat these virtual parties to death today and bookings to death today because, seriously, you know, we just need to keep learning. You know, things are changing and Facebook changes. And if you think the parties are just going to come to you, and if you think they're just going to be $600 without you doing any work, that's not going to happen. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today. So, but before we do, I always recognize those who sell at least $1,000 or more every month during the month, and then also if you brought any recruits in. So recruiting this month, Linda Fergus brought a girl in, and I brought Linda. Oh, Linda, when did you join, Linda? Last month? Yeah, you joined in June, right?
Who, me?
Yeah, you joined.
Yeah, June. Yeah.
So Linda and Kim are new, but Linda was at our last meeting. So that's kind of why like, oh, she was already at a meeting. So, okay. So we had 3 new recruits on our team. So, however, if you guys remember, some of you who are new won't know this, but our team recruiting goal is what? Who knows?
10.
10. We had 3. Okay. So when we set this goal, everybody was like, yeah, I'm going to recruit. I'm going to share the business. And so we want to make sure that you are, if you're not comfortable, if you're having problems with that, you need to reach out to me so that I can, train you. Even those doing virtual parties, you want to be adding some team members to your team, because the more people you build, the quicker you build your team, the more money you're going to make. All right. And then, so our number, oops, I numbered these wrong. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we had 7 people in the top 7 that sold 1,000 or more. So Janice was number 7 with $1,158.
Wow.
I'm calling you out.
Woohoo, Janice.
Vacation. She took the whole month off. Okay. Maggie is not on, and Maggie got married and she still submitted $1,186.
Wow.
And then 5 was Shelly with $1,249. And then we had Jenna, who was number 4 with $1,297. And then we had Brenda, number 3, with $1,636. And then we had Kaylin, who was number 2, with $2,528. And then we had our new consultant, who is number 1, with Linda Cahill. $322. So, and Linda, you did how many live and how many virtuals?
I did 2 live cooking shows, 2 Facebook shows, and 4 catalog shows.
Okay, so you see a combination of a little bit of everything, and look where she got. She was number one for the team for 2. So, and so the director sales and team sales were Sonia, our director, did $2,179. Her team did $5,200. Linda Fergus, our other director, did $4,400 in sales, and her team did $5,493. So to be a director, your team, you have to submit $750, and your team has to do at least $5,000 together. So that's what Linda was talking about to make sure that she qualified as a director. She wanted to make sure that she got there and she exceeded that level. So, oh, I didn't write down my numbers. I think I did, I think I submitted like 8,500 for the month of June. As an organization, remember we're going for beat our best, right? So when we started out, we were going to beat our best was 52,000. And so we beat that back in April, and we're up to 55,000. So we have to beat 55,000. So even if we beat it by $1, okay, so we did fall short this month by 16,000. We did, as an organization, $39,944. So summer months are a little bit slower. You got to work a little bit harder to keep the sales where you want them to be. So July with double 40, we should have no problem doing that. Okay. We're going to talk about these bookings and getting some bookings on your calendar today. So how many of you are struggling with getting bookings on your calendar?
Oh, I definitely am.
Jennifer. Okay. So tell me why you don't have shows on your calendar. Are you?
Because I'm working like crazy.
Okay. So the reason you don't have shows on your calendar is because you're working your other job and you don't have time for this, right?
Oh, crazy. Yes, and it's only going to get worse.
Okay. So when you have that kind of a situation, then you have to decide, is it important for you to get bookings on your calendar? And no one can do that but you. Last night there was a call and they talked about your will, and you have to be willing to make the time to do it. If you find the time to do it, I think we all can attest to that it will happen. And I'm going to share a story, not to brag, but to just let you know, as a leader in this company, I've been in this business 16 years, and we all go through peaks and valleys in our business. That's just part of direct sales. That's what direct sales is. You know, you just don't, if you have a banking job and you go work at the bank, if you don't put your hours in and your time in, you're not going to get a paycheck because they're going to fire you. Okay. Same thing with Pampered Chef. But, sometimes life gets in the way. We get kind of, I went on vacation in May and things happened and had some other things going on. And I kind of slacked off on my personal business. And come June 5th, I was sitting here with 3 shows on my calendar, 3. And for those of you who come to meetings, know that I do 10 to 12 parties a month. So I did have a pity party for myself. And I thought, you know what? Do I really, what am I going to do? I have to pay the bill. So I sat there and I actually took 2 days off out of my office. I was just really disgusted with myself. I was discouraged. But you know what? Last year at this time, I thought, you know what? When I was in a rut last year, I thought, you know what? I'm going to go look for another job. Well, you know what? I did find a job and I worked 1 day and I thought, I am never leaving my Pampered Chef business again. I am not going to work for somebody else. Why am I working so hard to make somebody else the money when I could put those same hours in and make my own money and be my own boss? And so I literally had to get on the phone. I had to pick up the phone. If I left them a voicemail, guess what? Now I text message them or I Facebook message them. I didn't feel like I was pestering them. I ended up, booking my entire June and July by doing that. Now it took me a good 4 nights being committed in my office working. Okay. So if you're committed and you're willing to put the time in, there are bookings everywhere. There are bookings everywhere. When you're out and about, are you wearing your logo wear? Are you are you prepared with pamphlets in your bag to hand out? Are you bringing up the Pampered Chef opportunity? I'm always posting on the Facebook group trainings and ideas. Look at Linda. She took the words that I posted. She went out there, she posted them, messaged people, and look what happened. She added 2 more shows and possibly a 3rd on her calendar for July. Okay, and today's July 10th. So she's not giving up on July. She's still working it. Same thing with me on June 5th. I wasn't giving up on my June. I ended up selling literally $12,000 in June. I only submitted $8,500, but guess what? I'm already July 10th. I've done 1 cooking show in July so far, and I've submitted $6,000. Okay, because I carried over what was left over in June, and I still have 7 parties left to go for the month, plus my virtual parties. So there is business everywhere. You just have to be willing to sit down and make that commitment. If you don't know who to call, that's where you say, hey, Dee, where do I start? Okay, and then we start telling you who to start. If you've had parties, customer care calls. If you've been in the business, past hosts, past customers. We all know people to call. There are so many people out there, and with Double Free, this is truly the month to really get your business going again. Okay, so if you're struggling, don't get frustrated. We're going to talk about some virtual parties tonight, and hopefully, padding your business with virtual parties is huge. Linda has a party that, what did you say, Linda, you posted this morning?
It only really began today. The pre-party started on Friday, but it's up to like $520 or some crazy number, and it really just started today. But they invite, it's a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and they both like over 200 guests now. They just over invited, and everybody is just ordering. It's crazy. And
that's another thing, she said boyfriend and girlfriend, but when you're working with somebody, don't be afraid to say, you know, you can have a co-host on a virtual party too, you know? So it doesn't have to be boyfriend and girlfriend. It could be sisters. It could be mother-daughter. It could be an aunt and a cousin, you know, it can be anybody. So you can do those, you know, buddying up and doing co-hosting on a virtual party as well. Okay. So let's, you know, I've been hearing a lot from people that their virtual parties are not working out, you know, and some people are getting frustrated. And, you know, it's what you do with that, you know, let me not jump because I know it's in my notes. We're not going to jump ahead. Okay. So if you have what I'm saying is if you're having a failing party, you can still bring that party to life. And we're going to talk about that a little bit today. But let me, I hope I can do this. Find my notes. Okay. Okay. So can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Let's talk about how to resuscitate a failing party, okay? So let's talk about what you can do to turn these parties around. Now, I had a party that was over last Friday. She was at $70, okay? $70. Now, I could have given up on her, and I didn't. We extended the party. I really started host coaching her more. I was in contact with her every day. Guess what her party closed at?
What?
$700.
Wow.
She was at $70. Now I could have been mad and upset and said this party was a flop. I'm not doing virtual parties anymore. But no, I decided, okay, what could I do better as a consultant to help her get to this level? And then when she got to 500, I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, we can turn this into a well, it was a June party actually. So maybe it was over a week. Because then when she got to 500, I said, oh my goodness. I said, Lori, if you get to 650, we'll date this a July party and you'll get double free. She was ecstatic. So once I got her to 500, I didn't stop there. I coached her to the 650 level to get her double free. Okay. And it's amazing how they're willing, you know, if you work with them and help them, they're willing to do it. Okay. So we got to get our hosts more involved. Okay. So I said I worked with her. So tell me some things you can do to talk to your host. What can you say to your host? What can you do with your host to get her more involved?
Well,
Just tell her what to do. Just tell her
yeah.
what to do. Like just give her suggestions.
Okay.
Like just put, like I just text mine and said, when you have time, get on and start liking and commenting on the posts.
Right.
She hasn't done that all day.
Okay. Yeah, you have to remind them. Sometimes they get busy. So I sent out today an email. Did you guys see the Stevens host coaching? Okay. And I have been doing that. I've been giving those hosts those daily posts. And I say to them, here's a suggested post for today, or you can use something of your own. Now, is Kim still on? Because I can't see her.
I'm here.
Okay, so Kim, what did I tell you to do? Because we're doing Kim's grand opening party, okay? So I'm treating Kim just like she's my host.
Oh, wait a minute. I gotta find my phone.
She's gonna read it. I'll tell them what I told you.
Turn
I'll
around.
tell them what I told you. So I said to Kim, here's a suggested post. I said,
I don't have enough cord here.
that's okay.
Turn around.
So I'm telling them what I told you to do. So I said to Kim, she's a consultant. She has the products. Open in the box. Show the products in your kitchen. Take pictures. Do all of that. Because, and even you can tell your host, if you know your host has a lot of Pampered Chef products, say, hey, are you using any of your kitchen tools tonight for dinner? Take a picture of it and post it so people can see that. I remember one time my host, she had the stoneware, not the ceramic egg, the stoneware egg cooker, and every person on the party bought one of those because she talked it up so much. Okay.
That's what's coming next, because I have 2 people that have bought it and have you, well,
We're losing you, Kim.
I'm still here.
Okay, Okay, so you have 2 people that bought it at your party.
And they're using it almost daily.
Okay, so are they on your virtual event?
They are.
Tell them to post a picture.
I will.
Say,
That's
you know what? Say, you know what? If you post a picture, we'll give you extra tickets for the drawing.
I'll do that.
Okay.
I will.
Getting your host involved is key. Okay. And even before, sometimes you don't even, if you start off the party the way it should be started, then sometimes you don't even have to resuscitate it. So if your host is inviting 150 to 200 people and they have at least 30 people going and 15 people involved, you're going to get some orders and you should have a good show. But so that's where you want to start, so you don't even have to get to the resuscitation part of it. Okay. So like Linda, do you know how many people you have going to that party? You have $500 in orders yet?
She has over 35.
Over 35 people.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that's going to be a huge party. Okay. So add a fun and interactive game. Okay. So if you have my template this month, we see the Pampered Chef feud. What are the, first 3 things kids learn to make? What are some of the other ones out there?
Tootsie Rolls. The Tootsie Rolls.
But that's not a Pampered Chef feud one.
Oh.
That's a guessing game one. What do you buy by the slice? Bread, pizza, things like that, So getting the interactive games going. And then when you post the game and nobody's playing, what are you going to do? Sometimes right in the comments, I'll say, hey, Linda, tag your friends here and make sure they're playing along so they can win a prize. Or I'll private message her and say, hey, nobody's playing the game. Make sure you tag people. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ask a question. Okay. Even if you're following a template, sometimes you just got to throw something else in there. Ask a question. How do you make a pot roast? Who has a favorite recipe? What are you making for dinner tonight? Anything like that to get interaction going. Try a scavenger hunt, post pictures of certain things and say, if you find these and post a picture, you'll win a prize. And sometimes give a prize right there. Don't give a raffle ticket. You can give the bamboo tongs or Season's Best Cookbook or something like that, something small. Okay. Also, you can go to what I just told Kim, plant a seasoned guest or a past host to start commenting and to get things rolling. So just what I told Kim to do. She mentioned that her 2 friends have the ceramic egg cooker. And what did I say? Kim, have them post on there, right?
Yes.
So those are the things that you can be doing to turn this party around. Don't give up on your host. When her show fails, you say to her, what can I do to help you get to the 200? Can I help you get to the 200? Would you like to hear what my suggestions on how to get you to a qualifying party? She's not going to say no, and then that's when you're going to go back to your host coaching and pull that in. Does anybody have any other suggestions? Did anybody else ever have a failing party? You didn't give up on it, or have you just all turned them into individual orders?
No, I had one last month, Dee, and it wasn't going well. And then all of a sudden, like around 3 days before it was going to close, the orders started coming in. So every time an order came in, I went on to the event and I personally thanked that person to let the host know that they had placed the order. Well, by Thursday, like one day before the show was going to close, she was up to 400 or 500. And that's when I said to you, I mentioned that to you, and you said, well, coach her to get to 650 and turn it into a July show. And then, so I mentioned that to her, and that's when she really then got on board and was like commenting all the time. I mean, she had been commenting, but her friends just weren't stepping up to the plate. So, but it turned out, I think we closed that show. It was $666. And she was ecstatic. And that's how I booked this next one that I'm working on now. And that past host is real involved in this current Facebook event that I'm doing, and that's the one that's up to $520 already.
That's awesome.
So,
And so I want to reiterate here what Linda had said. Linda had mentioned that to me. And so I was able to take that opportunity to coach Linda on what to do to help her have a successful show. And so many of you are sitting out there having these issues, but I don't know your house. So if you're not reaching out to me and letting me help coach you, you're just hurting yourself and hurting your host by not taking advantage of that. I am here. I get paid to help you. So I don't know you need help unless you reach out to me. And so when you're on a weekly coaching call with me, I can catch things that way. Or when, I think Linda at this opportunity just called me and we were talking about something and she mentioned it, and I took that as a coach her. So I'm here to give you these ideas. Sometimes you hear them and you just forget them. And so I'm here to help remind you, okay? So we want our hosts to succeed, and we can all have these types of shows. So if you're not on a weekly coaching call, I highly recommend that you get on my calendar. Even if you can't do weekly, bi-weekly, once a month, we can do that as well, okay? But I don't know you're out there or something unless you need reach out to me, okay? So you want to be coaching your host, okay? The job of a host, they need to be enthusiastic, they need to be broadcasting, and they need to be participating, okay? And this is something you can send your host, and I'll send you guys this. So, their number one job is tell everybody how much they love you. Okay?
Sorry.
That's okay. They're going to believe the host more than they're going to believe you as the consultant. Okay. So the more your host is excited, the more the guests are going to be excited. And this works both virtual and at a live cooking party. Okay. And Facebook is weird. Okay. Sometimes people will see that they've been added to a group or event, and sometimes they won't. Okay. And I can't tell you, my niece had a second birthday party for her daughter. I didn't even know about it because she invited me to an event on Facebook. My cousin had a graduation party for her son. I told her, okay, because it was only a Facebook event, okay? Now, had somebody reached out to me and said, hey, did you see that event, that I sent you an invitation? Then I would have looked, well, I did look then for my cousin because my brother said, are you going to the graduation party Saturday? I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't get an invitation. And then when I went back to my event, sure enough, it was there. Okay. So you need to, the host needs to be sending those personal messages and not a mass, do not allow her to do a mass message. Okay. People hate to be in those mass messages. So they need to personally invite everybody individually. Okay. Participation. Your host needs to be posting, liking, commenting, uploading photos. Your guests are going to get notification. Her guests are going to get notification every time that she posts. Okay. But her guests are not going to get every post that you make. Okay. That's why we need to get involved. And it's just how Facebook works. So we really need to coach our host to do these kinds of things. Okay. So you're going to tell your host how to invite guests, walk her through it. She may not even know how to invite her guest. Okay. So if she doesn't know, you need to walk her through it. And there's been times when I had a party and I'm like, hey, you didn't invite your guests. Oh, I thought I did, and that's where you need to be knowing how many are going. And you need to be clicking on that invited list and say, who's seen the post? And then you got to go back to her and say, hey, Janice, Kim, Christine, Linda, they haven't even seen the post yet. Okay. Make sure that you send them a message because they haven't even looked at it yet.
I did that and got like 5 more
Yeah. See?
on it. So
Yeah. And when we tell our host, because the words that we say in our host coaching, if you look at Steven's thing that I sent out today, it says in there that 5 or 6 more people are going to go when you do that. And it's true. Kim,
it worked.
It works. Okay. Click number 1, click notifications, click all posts. We need to be, we need to be telling, people that if they click the notification, get all posts so that we can see so that our hosts can see all the posts that are going on as well. Okay. We want to make sure our host is getting notified if anybody makes a comment as well. Okay. Sometimes this gets things rolling, 1 hour shopping special, shop in the next hour and get one free. So, if you're not having any orders coming on, you can put something like that. Don't be afraid to put something else in there that's not in your template. Okay. It doesn't have to be, you just follow the template. All right.
Can't you just add things in like if you find it on a one of the Facebook pages or something?
Absolutely.
Copy, paste and post it. You could just do that.
Mm-hmm. This here's always a fun game. This here always gets people going. This is how well do you know Pampered Chef A to Z? You're going to ask them to post a product that starts with the letter of the alphabet and go in order. So you can start and say apple peeler core slicer. And then, they can go on and say B is for batter bowl. See, you know what I mean? And everybody takes a turn and see how far you get. And you can really, I've already gotten all the way to W. I think the only thing I can't think of, someone actually came up with an X. I can't remember what it was, but they put, I can't remember how they did it, but it was really clever. So, but this is a fun game to throw in there if you're not getting a lot of participation. You can post something. Anyone out there? This is one for your host to post, okay? Because they're going to see it if your host posted. So you can say to your host, we're not getting a lot of participation. Can you post this today? Okay.
Are you going to make these images available, Dee?
I will. Yes. Okay. So this is something that you can just say, anyone there? All right. Or this, can you hear me now?
Okay.
Do you see there's just fun things that you can throw in there to get this participation going. Okay. Don't feel like you have to stick to that template or this. Why do I keep hearing crickets? These are just things that are going.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
That means it's really quiet out there.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So last resort. Hello, is this thing on?
Okay.
And I think I shared in the past, and I'll somebody remind me, but I'll share it again. Remember, I don't know, a couple months ago when we talked about virtual parties, I had mentioned what Stephen had said. Now, and the reason I bring Stephen up,
Stephen that you keep mentioning.
He's on Stacy Itzel's team. He sells between 12 and 16,000 a month doing virtual parties. He does like 25 virtual parties a month.
That's it.
Yeah, he only does virtual parties. Okay, and he has a full-time job. So he does that many on the side. Okay. So, and he said to me, hey, he does the sound off. And I know I posted that. If you go into our search bar, on our team page and do sound off, I bet you'll come up with the post. And Linda, you can try it while we're on. But if you go to the search bar on our team page and hit sound off, you might even see that post where I said, Stephen will say, hey, Susie Host is getting a little worried. We don't have any orders. Are you all waiting for payday? Or are you waiting to see all the products? Sound off. Okay. So it's just kind of like, so then people are going to say, oh, I'm waiting to see it all, or I'm waiting for payday on Friday, or whatever. And then you can always go back to those posts and say, hey, Susie, we ended the party. Are you still ordering? I know you were waiting for payday, or I know, the parties, I'm done posting. Did you see anything you wanted? Those kinds of things. And you can go back to them. Okay. All right. So here's something like this. Your host is so close. Okay. Will you place an order and help her reach her goal? And this is what I do toward the end of my party when they're not getting there. I'll say, Susie Host is $60 away from her goal. Susie Host is now $30 away from her goal. Who else needs something? You've got to just keep going in there. Okay. So, but I love this one. Okay. countdown. And this is not in my template, and I think this needs to be in my template. Count down. 3 days left, 2 days left, 1 day left, last day, last call. You know, those are things you want to definitely be posting. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At the end of the show with low orders. You know, what do you mean you forgot to order the ice cream maker from the Pampered Chef? And then you can just say, what did you forget to order? You don't want your, husband to be mad, your child to be crying, something like that, and just write something to go along with the picture. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So who can help our host? Okay. If worse goes to worse, extend the party. Okay. And you let them know this party has been extended. That's good news for you. You still have time to shop till you drop. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here's another one. The party's been extended. Make sure to place your order today. Do you see all these graphs? And you guys, really seriously, if you just Google these kinds of things, they come up. Okay. The party has been extended. There's another one. All right. This party has been extended. What do you mean you haven't placed your Pampered Chef order yet? So these are just fun graphics to get people. And, I've done this so many times. This is what I said, our host is so close to her goal, let them know how close she is, you can help her get there with your order, no matter big or small, it's going to help her, and just say that, here's a great one, almost there. She only needs $30 more. Who's going to help her out,
My mother.
Somebody's going to see that and they're going to say, oh, I'll help her, Okay. So close yet so far.
Oh my God.
These are all out there that you can just Google. All right. So I'm just trying to give you, I love this one. Out of my way. I need to place my Pampered Chef order, So, and you can say something like this. You can say, hey, if you don't have time to jump, get online to order, message me your order. I'll put it in for you. Sometimes people don't want to take that time to place their order. Okay. Show us what you got, This is great after the party to help you get bookings. Because you can say to your host, when you get that box opened and you get all your goodies, snap a picture and post it on the event and tell people, I would love to do, and have them tag you. Say, hey, I had so much fun on Dee's Pampered Chef virtual party. Look what I got. Who else wants to have a party? Have her tag her friends in it. Okay. And always, Linda had mentioned this too. Hey, Joe.
Hi.
So anyways, you should be, every time you get an email, and not every time because, we get them throughout the day, but, every morning or every night, at least daily, you want to make sure that you thank your orders and individually thank them and tag them in it.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many. I'll try to remember. I'm gonna thank yous. I have a whole file of thank yous, different, because I try to use a different thank you every day. And I try, if I get overnight 4 orders, I'll thank all 4 people on one post, but I make sure. But like my host today, she said, Dee, did you, and it was on the 8th. So the 8th was Friday, right? I think the 8th was Saturday. And I was at the family reunion I was at the family reunion on Saturday. So I took the order and she's like, hey Dee, Diane asked me if I got her order, and I went back and I actually missed her and somebody else. And I'm like, so I went out there and I apologized. Hey, I'm so sorry. I missed a couple people, got busy this weekend. I forgot to thank, Diane and Candace for their order. So don't be afraid. I mean, because when people start seeing, oh, she ordered, when you're thanking them, then they're like, oh, I got to order, oh, Susie ordered. Then they're going to be embarrassed because no one saw their name that they ordered and they see they're part of the party. So they don't want to be called out. Okay. So that's about, helping your hosts get to the next level and all that. So let's talk about getting bookings at your live shows, because we're doing live parties too. Okay, so you want to be having fun at your parties. Make it interactive as much as you can, okay? You don't have to be doing a hands-on show, but interactive, talking to the people, getting them to talk, finding out what they like to use. If they want to use a product, let them come up and use the product. Have your host say how, there's nothing better to say when you're sitting there and your host says, oh my God, this was so easy, okay? And then that means you did your job. You made her job easy and you did your job, okay? You want to be talk about hosting at your throughout your party. You want to be talking about, this month you can get the Rock Croc for $5. My average host is going, if you talk about at least the $650 level and say, the average host gets $115 in free, because company average is over $600. So you can say the average host gets $115 in free, but guess what? This month you can get $230 in free. Now, here's the things, ladies. Do not be afraid to have a show August 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, and date it a July party and give them the double free. They're going to thank you. You can say to them, hey, you know what? If you want to, unless they want the cookware. And obviously, if they have their site on the cookware, then you want to give them the August special. But you can say, hey, if you host your party the beginning of August, we can date it July and I can give you double free. Okay? So they're going to think, oh my God, that's so nice of her to do that. All right? So as long as it's dated July, you can do that. But you have to have it submitted by August 15th. It has to be in. So don't wait till, that's why I said, by the 13th, close it out. Okay? Use the booking slide. We have a booking slide. And if you're not familiar with it, you can buy that on supply order. Okay? Give host a gift for having 3 bookings. It's worth it. It's worth it to give her a booking. Now, back to the virtual parties. I have posted before, Stephen's booking challenge. Okay. So you want to message your host and say, I have a challenge for you. Are you up for a challenge? And then you say, if I give you the words to say, will you reach out to 5 people and say what I asked you to say? And what you're going to ask them to say is, hey, Dee's been so much fun with my virtual party. I'm earning lots for free. I'd love for you to do the same. Would you be willing to host an online party with Dee? And when she messaged them, she's going to include you, the guest, and herself in a group message. And she's going to do that 5 times, 5 individual messages with 5 different guests. Okay, so give her a gift if she does that. Okay, full service checkout. Are you doing full service checkout at your show? Are you asking everybody? Oh my goodness, you were so much fun. What do you have on your wish list? Let's get this for free. Does anybody have any other ideas that you use at your parties to get bookings? We're all so quiet.
Yes, we are.
Now I feel like I'm always telling you guys.
That's okay.
You're all smart out there. I know you guys got ideas, So, but those are some great things that work. Okay. And if you're doing these things, you will have bookings. I promise. Okay. Getting bookings at your virtual parties. Post multiple times about bookings. What can they get? Putting the monthly host special on there. What I just said, get host to help you get those outside bookings. Okay, give her that job. Offer her an extra gift for doing that. There's posts out there, and I'll try to remember to post those too, like a gift box. And if they unwrap 3 boxes, the host gets something special. Okay. And really, this is the best thing to get bookings. Call or message and thank each guest and ask them about booking their own show. Thank you so much for your order. Did you get everything on your list? You know, Susie Host earned this amount for free. I would love for you to do the same. Would you love to do a virtual or live party with me? If you don't ask, guess what? They're not going to book. You have to ask.
See, one of the things that I did for that last big Facebook show that I did, at the end, how you can click on the show and do a thank you letter to the host.
Uh-huh.
So I copy and paste the very first paragraph and the very last paragraph, and then I post that in the event with a thank you so that the guests all saw that she got, I forget what the number was. It was like, she got like $350 worth of product for like $60.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I know I got this other booking. She saw that her friend got $350 for like $60. So that's something that I think.
That's a great idea. All right. That's a great idea. I love that. Do you guys know where that's at? Linda's talking about if you go into the show, the tabs, one of the tabs, you'll see show page where you create the URL. One of the posts says email host. And when you set up the show, you should always email your host, because when you send that email, it thanks her for hosting, and it tells her how to set up her account, so that she can go in and put her own order in. I hope you guys are not taking your host order over the phone or email. Let your host go in there and do that. And then you get an email that says happy host alert, and she's done it. And then you're ready to close out your party. So that is the best thing. All right. But great idea. Thanks for sharing that, Linda, because I'm writing that one down because I like that one too. See, I even learned from you guys. See, that's why I need you guys to share, because I learned from you guys too. Oh, here's Bo's on a gift bag. If, unwrap a bag, here, you see here, three, you're going to post this. If Susie Host gets 3 bookings, she'll get what's in this bag, and you decide what's in it. And then you can say, okay, we're down to 2 more, and then we have 1 Bo left. Okay. So posting something like that will help. And here's the other one. Okay, book a show and help your host win a prize. Each time someone books their own show, I'll remove one of these bows, and you see the 3 bows on here. Okay, and then there's the 2, and then there's the 1.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. So that's what I forgot that was in there. Okay. So get your host working for an extra prize. Okay. Here's the thing. If your host has a $200 party and you're making 20%, you made $40, right? But if your host gets to $600 party and you make $120 and you spend $20 on a prize, isn't it worth it?
Mm-hmm.
So, get your host, give her a prize for, getting bookings, for getting extra sales, things like that. And here's the thing, here's another one. Pick a gift for a booking. Book a show, pick me, you get for free at your show. You can say pick a blue, pink, or orange bag. And then you decide what's in those bags. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to get all these things to you guys. So give me time though. Make hosting look easy, because it really is, okay? You want your host to say, this was so easy. This was so much fun. I know some of you have gotten letters, thank you letters from your host and things like that. And that just means you're doing your job. And not everybody's going to do it. People do appreciate it. Sometimes they just don't put it in writing. But maybe they'll say, hey, thanks so much. This was so much fun. And that means a lot. If you're not getting that feedback from your host when you're walking out the door or when you're closing out a virtual party, you really want to take a look at what you're doing. did you do your job to make it easy for her? Okay. You know, we have bridal showers. This is a busy wedding season, you know, and if your hosts do not know this, you know, and your guests don't know it, they're not gonna book it. All right. So we have to inform them. Fundraisers are another thing. Does everybody know we do fundraisers? You know, virtual fundraisers are huge. So make sure you're letting people know who, you know, what organization do you belong to? Who can I help, you know, raise funds for? All right. So keep reminding guests. Host gets a lot. Okay. Let them know. Like it, place an order, love it, host a party, want it all, join our team. And this is something you can use at your virtual parties. This is something you say at the end of your live cooking parties as well. Tempt with free. We all like free, right? Okay. And some may not be able to buy, okay? And when they can't afford to buy, guess what? You ask them to host a party. Someone on one of my virtual parties today, so tell me what you would do. Okay, so someone on one of my virtual party, no, it's not a virtual party. It's actually a Facebook event for a party that I have on Saturday. And one of the girls wrote, sorry, I can't come. I'll be camping with my family. So do you just let it go? Do you say something? What do you do?
Place your order now on your phone.
Okay. But go a little bit further.
Or I can extend it a day or two.
Okay.
And you can place your order then.
I'm looking for something else.
I can't get there. I'm just new.
No, that's okay. Those were good ideas. Those were great ideas. Those were
Why
great.
not have your own show?
What's that?
Why not have your own show?
Okay, you could do that. She was camping.
Pick items that would help her to camp.
Exactly. I posted a ton of camping. The portable grill, all the barbecue tools, anything that she could use for camping. I said, check out these products, and I tagged her in it. Okay? So you have to really know how to respond. And so many times, you know, I tell, and it's funny because I tell people, you know, people say, well, my party was a flop. And I'll say, invite me to your party so I can see what's going on, you know. And sometimes people will and sometimes people won't. And when you don't invite me, then I know something's going on, you know, because you don't want me to see something, you know. But that's how you're going to learn.
Wait, that I can't copy and paste?
But that's how you learn. That's how you learn. Believe me. I sit here and let me tell you, I'll say, I've been doing this for 16 years, but when I'm out walking, I am listening to a video training, and I'll listen to the same one over and over again. I listened to the call again this morning from last night. But this is how I learn too. I mean, maybe I don't catch it the first time, but the second time I do. Mm-hmm. I'll ask people, can you invite me to one of your parties so I can see what you're doing? And I know some of you guys have just done that with Jenna, you know, because Jenna was having these great parties and people are like, what's Jenna doing that I'm not doing? But it's really not about the post. It really isn't. It's how you respond, how you interact, how you build that relationship. And you can post anything, okay? So here's a nice host wanted on a Facebook party. You know, this is a great post. You know, if you post this and, you know, see if you can get bookings that way. All right. You can say, when was the last time you got a free shopping spree? Because that's what we get with Pampered Chef, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then two, let's talk a little bit about getting recruit leads at your live shows. And then we'll talk about getting recruit leads at your virtual shows. Your number one recruit should be your host. Are you offering your host the business opportunity? Okay. Kim, how many times at your party did I say to you?
Oh my God, I don't know how many. It was a lot.
You should be doing this, Kim. She has everything.
You like the product, yes.
You know? She's like, but I tried other things, but you haven't tried Paper Chef. Give me,
Exactly.
you know? So tell your story. And Linda Fergus, is she still on? I can't see everybody when
Yeah, she is.
So,
Yes, I am.
you know, she'll tell you I didn't.
You didn't ask me.
I know.
I asked her.
See, how many times I've said to you, you should be doing this? I know I said that.
It took me a couple days and then I called her back. So
Yeah. Okay, telling your story, listening for red flags. You should be listening to those red flags out there. What are some red flags you hear at your parties?
I'm too busy.
No, for recruit.
Oh, for recruiting.
love this product.
I love the product.
Yes, most definitely.
I hate my job.
That too.
Definitely.
That job's
My husband just lost his job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how we're going to pay for daycare.
extra income.
You know,
My kids in college. Yes.
People are having conversations with their friend, and you hear them say, oh my goodness, he wants to, join this club and it's going to cost this amount of money. I don't know how we're going to pay for college. And I've got this one in dance. These are all red flags that you should be listening to. So when they come out to check out, you can say to them, hey, I heard you talking about your son. I heard you talk about this. And have you ever thought about doing this? What would an extra $500 a month do for your budget?
A lot.
Those are the things, when you hear these things, that's when you need to jump on and say something. But if you just sit there and without saying anything, nothing's going to happen.
Mm.
Right? Today I posted, because Jill had asked about, games. So I posted games today as well. So hopefully you took an opportunity to open that file up. There's Stealing Hearts, Ticket Activity, the question game, so these are all things that you can be using to help you recruit. If you're doing a live cooking party and you're not playing that ticket activity game, you are losing out on so many recruit leads. And does everybody know what the ticket activity game is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So virtual parties. Your host is your number one, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many of you have hosted a party before? And now you're a consultant. Post about the opportunity. Show the kids. Deal of the day. Here is the deal. And this is something, even have your host post it. Here's the deal of the day. Because those kits really are a deal. You know what? They may sign up to just do, get the kit, but they may do a party and fall in love with it, because we can't tell you how many times people start this business. I'm just going to be a kidnapper. Michael Reeves, who's big in the company, he quit 4 times, and look at him now. Nancy Jo Ryan, our national exec, who makes $1 million a year doing Pampered Chef. She was doing this for 6 weeks to make Christmas money, and look at her now. Okay. Call and thank each guest and offer them the opportunity. I wanted to let you know that as a consultant, I made X amount of dollars on this party. Are you looking for any extra income to add to your budget? Okay. Anybody else have any other ideas? Also quiet.
It always is. Well, it's not all.
I'm always the talker, but really doing that full service checkout, calling everybody at the end of the party and thank them for the order. What Linda said, Linda, you put what they do. Does the letter still say what you get paid as a consultant?
No, it does not.
So that's something that you could add to that letter that you're posting to thank you. And you can say, if Susie Host was the consultant of this show, she would have made X amount of dollars.
Yeah, that's good too.
Who's looking for some extra income?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, and don't be afraid. We used to say, don't sell the kid, don't sell. These are all the types of consultants that we have. You know, whether they do one, you know, whether they're doing it for a short period of time, you know, whether they're doing it, you know, as a virtual, a catalog consultant, this apron, you can see fits many different, it comes in 6 different sizes, okay? And then 2, this is always flying around here, you know, what, with the kit, take the 30-day challenge. Try, give me 30 days. We're not asking you to marry this business. We're asking you to date it for a few shows. If you dated a couple parties and try it out, if you don't like it, guess what? You get to keep all of this. Okay? So you can say to them, give me 30 days. Give me a couple hours of your time. Let's do a couple parties and see what happens. Okay? And then we're always going to give them the, you know, do a grand opening party. I do their grand opening party for them. So their first party is done by me virtually. Okay? So I know, Linda, we didn't do one for you, but Linda was off to a great start. Okay, but look, post a picture. Look what comes in the kit. Look at that ultimate kit.
I'll be putting it on my table tomorrow.
This is
So.
what I got. You know, let
Yeah.
me know what you got. What would you do with an extra $400 a month? You know, we all got bills that are multiplying, right?
Exactly.
So, which kit?
And boys that eat too much.
That's right. Yeah. And so you guys were all, you know, I know you all follow me. All that food I sent with Jake, he calls today. I'm FaceTiming him and they're in the background. Please, we need more meatloaf. I sent 4 3-pound meatloaves and a 2-pound meatloaf. 14 pounds of meat. They're like, can you just do a 10-pound meat? Can you make it the world's biggest meatloaf? I found this recipe. You know, we're not meatloaf people, but it was, I said to Jake, let me make you meatloaf. And I found it on Taste of Home, never made it before. They absolutely love it. So if you need a good meatloaf recipe, I have one. Okay. Let them know what consultants does. You know, sometimes they don't even know what a consultant does. Okay. So what does a consultant do? All right. There's always room at our table for many more people. All right. We just have to get out there and ask. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you want something in your life you've never had, you have to do something you have never done. Okay.
I need to get out of my head.
Yep. You just,
That's my big.
you know, you got to get out of that comfort zone. You got to put the big girl panties on and just do it. You know? And as I said before, when trying out becoming, you're not marrying it, you're only taking out on a few dates. If you don't like it, you get to keep everything. Right?
Yes.
And it's not just for women. Okay. Linda, when's that guy? When does he say July or August? I can't remember.
He hasn't set a date yet, but he hasn't had his interview yet.
Okay.
He was just sharing with me the other day because I touched base with him one day last week, and he was saying his company takes forever to do the interviewing, but he still wants to do it. He's just waiting for that interview to happen. Look at all these gay men.
Yes, look.
Mm.
They're not all gay.
No.
There's Michael Reeves.
Okay.
I don't think this guy is. I don't know this guy. I don't know this guy. And also, what's his name? Oh, why did I just lose?
Anthony, Michael, Brian.
No. Who just came to my mind that's a guy that's married?
Oh,
Really forgot him. Just I had him in my mind. He wasn't in the picture I was looking for him. He wasn't there, and now I forgot who I was thinking about. But okay. Oh well.
Michael Reeves, wasn't it?
It wasn't Michael. Michael's in that picture, but there was somebody else I was thinking of. That's a guy that's oh, he's on Jill Lerner's team. Rich Grobel. He's married. He always does videos with his wife on. Okay. So, you know, don't be afraid to show. Here's Charlotte, one of Charlotte's first paychecks back in 2013. Okay. $882. Here is Stephanie Richardson's paycheck from 2010. Okay, these are old paychecks. Okay. So if you want to increase your show average, okay, if you want a higher show, you need to increase the number of guests at your parties, you need to increase your average order, and you need to increase those outside orders, okay? And that's all part of host coaching. So just like, we say, on our virtual parties, we say to invite, 150 to 200 people so that we have 30 people going. When we do a live party, how many do we ask our hosts to invite at a live party?
40.
30 to 40 people. So this she has 10 to 12 people coming. And if she invites 30 to 40 people, guess what? She will have 10 to 12 people coming. And if she doesn't, guess what? Those outside orders, you've got to say to them. There's so many times, you coach people and they're like, as an example, I just did a party on Friday. Her show's only $400, but she had some people there that they're going to order later, and I know they'll order. But, she's a nurse at Presby. I'm like, Tina, did you take it to work? No, I meant to take it and I forgot. I said, okay, we're going to leave this party open. When do you work again? Because she works those odd shifts. And she's like, well, nobody, the Sunday shift, no one, everybody's too busy or whatever her excuse was. I said, okay, when's a good shift? When, so I said to her, when's a good shift that you can get orders there? I said, because nurses and teachers are my best customers. Okay. So I know if she takes, and I made sure I left extra catalogs. They'll take these to work, So, tonight is on my notes to do tonight is text her and says, hey, Tina, did you take those catalogs to work yet? So I'm going to remind her to take those catalogs to work because I know she will get outside orders. Okay. And then increasing that average order. So if you are getting $30, $40, $50 orders, if you can really sell that guest special, oh my goodness, talk about those scrapers. You want one of these scrapers. Why do you want one of those scrapers? Heat resistant, 650 degrees, not going to melt, chip, crack on you, will not permanently stain. The head is sealed. You need to really know about those scrapers so that people want to get them, right? So when you do that, when they come up to you and they're at $60, do you know if you spend a little bit more, you can get that scraper for free. All right. 5-15-5, right? Have you all heard of this? 5 orders before the show. Look at Linda. Works on virtual parties too. Okay. Get those orders before the party even starts. 15 orders at the party. 5 orders after the party. That's when, when you're done on Friday, Linda's not going to quit on Friday. She's going to see who else wants to order. Okay. And I always say, I'm going to leave it open over the weekend. If you haven't gotten your order in. Okay. 15 butts in the chair at the cooking shows. That is your goal. 30 people going to virtual parties. If you guys can make this happen through your host coaching, you're going to have fabulous parties. Okay. But it's up to you partnering with your host. You need to say to your host, I want to partner with you. I want to help you get the best possible show. Can I tell you how to have $1,000 party? Are you asking your host that? Are you having that conversation? Because if you say to her, hey, Linda, can I tell you how to have $1,000 party? Are you going to say no to me? No.
She's afraid of you, Dee. No.
I'm going to say, yeah. There's nothing more gratifying than your host saying to you, when you said I could have $1,000 party, I did not believe you. And look, that is like the best compliment that you can get. All right. Get the people there. Yeah. That's what you want. All right. So here's another thing to increase those average orders. Pick a strong recipe. What are you making at your parties? Are you making a little dip that you don't use seasoning and, a little bowl and a spatula? What are you using a recipe that you're using that grill pan that came in your kit? Are you using the manual food processor, the forged cutlery knives? The higher price items, because when you're using those rock crocks and the cookware and those higher price power tools, that's what they're going to want.
The host buys them.
You want to make them want everything.
I know.
And the recipes that you use should highlight these power tools. Those are the recipes you should be doing. Okay. Even if you're doing a salad, what should you be doing with a salad?
Grilling chicken.
Grilling chicken. Absolutely. Yep. All right. So who's going to national conference? This is our last. Anybody? I know, Linda, I want you to go.
I know. I wish I could.
I know. The national conference is coming up, and we have, I'm going to stop sharing my screen because this is it. National conference is coming up August 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Do I have the dates right?
Yes.
Yes. So Janice is going. Linda Fergus is going. Who else is going? Katie's going. Missing somebody.
Caitlin. You got Caitlin.
Oh, Kaylin's going. And somebody else, I think, from one of the other teams is going. Can't remember who. So really, conference will change your business. So can't make it this year. And then you all know you can sign up to get the live feed from conference. You have to pay a fee for that. But you can definitely join in the live feeds too. And I think you can, I think there's a playback. So if you can't be on at that certain time, it's available for like 24, 48 hours. So you can go back and watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah.
What's the cost of that? Like
I
roughly?
think like $20.
Okay. Is that for all the live streaming?
Yeah. So yeah. So there will be lines. So
Will we get an email on that?
if you go to the web, the home page, your Pampered Chef Consultant page, and click on National Conference, it will be there for you to register.
Oh, okay.
You can do that. So you can get the live feed. So if you can't be at conference, you'll see what's happening and be in on it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So
That's cool.
yeah, so you can do that. All right. Anybody, what's your aha? What's your takeaway? What did you learn from tonight? Janice is sitting there holding her head like, that scares me, Janice.
Hold my head up.
Brain overload.
No
Yep.
one learned anything? Come on.
Yeah.
The 5-15-5. I learned that at least.
Okay, you learned that. Okay. Took some notes there, Kim. Good job.
I did. I have to.
All right. Who else learned something? I even learned something. I mean, I learned from Linda tonight about the emailing.
The thank you.
The thank you. I mean, I learned that. Somebody else.
You might have to make that available to us.
I'll walk you through it, Kim.
That'll work. Yeah, because I'm going to need to call you anyway.
Yeah.
Not right now, tonight.
Well, are we on? We're on for when? Oh,
I don't know.
Oh, we didn't schedule. We'll have.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
And I have to set up a party that I have never set up before. So,
All right. We'll do that.
okay.
All right. Anybody else? Nobody else learned anything? Are you serious?
I think I need to spend more time before my virtual parties talking to my hostess and trying to get them to interact a little bit more. I haven't been doing that very well.
Okay.
So.
That's key. I'm telling you, that is key. Just saying, I want to partner with you from my experience. And you can say to them, you know, I can help you have a $200 party, or I can help you have an $800 party. I find that the more you are involved in this party, the higher your sales are going to be, you know, and just tell them that up front.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I learned that on the virtual shows, not to use just what you've been supplying me with. Like these other images are really good images. Like I don't think there's a bridal shower or bridal registry one in the template. So like that's always a good one. It's wedding season, you know. So
another thing, and I mentioned, I interject that, and I totally forgot. Don't be afraid. If you are in your kitchen and you are cooking, go live on your virtual parties. Okay?
That'd be scary.
No, it's not. It's fun. And you know what?
Yeah, I've done that.
You really should be going live on your face. How many of you have a Facebook business page?
I do.
Okay. Okay, so if you go on to your Facebook, okay, so if you are on your phone, okay, you're on your phone and you're going to videotape, you're going to go to your Facebook business page.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have your laptop sitting there. So you go live on your Facebook business page, okay?
Okay.
And pull it up on your computer and you can hit share. And you can share it to all of your events that you have going on. So if you have 5 events going on, you record it once and you share it to all those events. Linda, you're new. That has been posted out on our team page before, but you're new, but you can definitely do that. Okay. But you guys should be, you really need to be on your Facebook page daily and not host a party for me, host a party for me.
Right.
Showing yourself in the kitchen cooking,
Mm-hmm.
what did I do on my last party? When I was making the coffee, I was live on Facebook. I lifted up my thing and all my grinds went into my coffee, that shows that we're normal. We're human. Okay. We mess up too. Don't think of that as, I screwed up that. No, I laughed it off and said, I tried to find a coffee filter and, but I didn't. So you know what, I just pretended I'm drinking my coffee and it didn't have grinds in it, but I just smiled and kept on going. But that's what you have to do. People want to see your face out there. That's how you get business. And another thing, you want to make sure you are posting your post or public. Take a look and make sure they're not private posts that only your friends can see it.
Okay.
The posts have to be public so everybody can see it. So your friends that are looking at it, then their friends can see it too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And another thing, I'm going to go back and, and reiterate that, you should be friending every one of your guests on those parties. So when you have a party and they click going, you want to friend them. And send them a message and thank them for joining. If they have any questions, let you know. Some of them will accept your friendship. Some of them won't. That's okay. Okay. You should also have a post on your Facebook event with your link to your business page. Get extra tickets if you join my Facebook group. Okay. That's how you're going to build those build your business page. Okay. Because maybe they don't want anything now, but a year from now they might. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lead that I'm working with right now. She's a teacher and she keeps saying she's still interested. I did her mother's party probably 10 years ago. But you know what? Now is the time that she's thinking about joining the business. But if I wouldn't have built that relationship with her at her mom's show, she didn't become friends with me on Facebook. Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have this, I wouldn't be talking to her about the opportunity right now.
Right.
Okay. So when you're out there posting things, and you don't want to be like, post a party for me. I have this, I'm looking for 3 more hosts. I'm looking for 3 more hosts. Those posts generally don't work. But when you private message people, hey, would you like to earn a free product? That's going to be more effective than just saying, I need 3 more virtual parties.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any questions, comments?
Mm-mm. Great training.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you all learned something, and I know I've been beating these virtual parties to death, but I'm continually learning about them, trying to make mine better.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to increase my show average. I am reaching out to people and networking with people. What are you doing? What am I doing wrong? What do you suggest that I can do to improve? And then these are the things that I'm passing along to you. Like Steven's host coaching. I said to him, what are you doing? What are you saying? And he shared that with me, So, I want you guys to have the success that I'm having, and believe me, we all have duds. And just don't be discouraged by them.
Mine was one of your duds.
Yours wasn't a dud.
It was kind of a little dud.
No, but even like the virtual parties, you don't get to, if you don't get to 200, you can, okay? But sometimes your hosts are not motivated, and if they're not, it's not your fault. If you did all these steps that we talked about today, and if you follow that host coaching, put that system in place, you're going to see your virtual parties turn around. Okay? All right, so our next meeting is going to be August 7th when we get back from conference. So we'll have a lot to talk about. We'll probably be doing the unveiling of the new products. We'll probably be doing our fall launch. So hopefully people can make it to this meeting. I'll have the new products hopefully here so that you all can, I have to find out if they're going to be here. They have to be here because our next meeting September, and that's when the new catalog comes out in September. So
I think it was in that last Tuesday's stir.
yeah, I didn't read it down. Yeah.
Yeah, when everything was gonna ship.
And we can order things ahead of time this time too. Remember the last time? So we can order things ahead of time. So, all right, guys, make it a great week. If you need me, if you need a coaching call, get on. Kim, text me a good time tomorrow. I'm in my office all day.
Okay.
All right. And if
All
anyone
right.
needs a call, let me know.
You mean when I get out of bed?
I do have it. Jenna, I have a 9:30. Yeah, you won't be doing 9:30. You'll be. Sometimes I'm calling Kim at 10:30 and she's just waking up. So.
Oh,
Yes.
lucky.
It's awful.
Right, yep.
So, all right, guys. Thanks for joining, and
All right.
I'll talk to you soon.
I'll text you when I get up then, okay?
All
All
right.
right.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Bye.